It's very interesting. Actually, I was in this building several months ago on a panel, and one of the issues that I raised in the black community is the fact that we as black folks don't really talk about money or business with each other, not even within our own families, and that became a topic of discussion. So I was flattered actually when I got the call to do this, and they said, well, hey, this whole thing sparked out of your comment. As to the reason why, I don't know. I think historically, I don't think that black folks come from generational wealth to start. And so I think people have often been very guarded about what they have. And so that sort of intergenerational pass-through, whether it be inheriting a business or being aware of what one will receive when one's parents or grandparents pass, if there's anything there, those discussions don't typically happen. I can't give you the reason why, other than A, we've been guarded, I think, as black folks, and B, we just don't have a history of that multi-generational wealth transfer. I would submit to you, if you were looking at some higher income African-American families who have had generational wealth, that it probably happens in those families, but the majority of us as a people aren't those people.
What do you believe that we can do as a community and or what the black community can do to help move this conversation along?
I think that, as black folks, in terms of what we can do for ourselves as it relates to having this line of communication be more common, I think, A, we can start with it ourselves. I know I have that conversation with my kids, and albeit they're 10 and 13, so I'm not saying here's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I am teaching them about financial literacy. They both had bank accounts under the age of 10. They're both required to look at their bank statements and reconcile their passbook every month when their bank statement comes. If they get money for getting good grades, they buy stocks. I make them research, buy the stock, or call the stockbroker and buy the stock and have that conversation. So I'm teaching them that. Not everyone will have that same wherewithal. So if it's just, getting your child to read the business section of the paper, explaining to them the difference between stocks and bonds and debt and equity, I think that's how we can start at home. As a community, I think being more open to financial advisors coming in and talking to whatever is your community group, your church, your fraternity, your small business. I have a restaurant where I have hourly workers, but then I have two businesses where I have salary workers that make significant money. I have financial professionals come in to talk to them about planning. Even those that are on the line, or the bus boys or women in my kitchen who are making an hourly wage, they sit through the same discussion because no one, most of the time, has ever had that discussion with them. So a lot of it is about exposure. So if everyone we touch, we expose, I think that'll be a great start.